today's society, we find enormous levels of violence, corruption, abuse, politicians and governments in general interfering where they shouldn't. One sees corruption in business, daily reports of newly born children found living in plastic bags in dustbins. Hi, my name is David Wertheim-Ames. There are many people throughout societies all around the world wanting a better society and making all kinds of suggestions as to how this could be done. They seem to, in my view, be doing it without sufficient clarity of the end goal or of a picture, of a modality that their efforts could be directed towards. I wish to portray to you a model called the Threefold Commonwealth, which is a design or a picture that society could work towards in order to solve the many problems that exist today. We as human beings have incredible capacities. When you look closer at the human being, we are made up of three differing systems, being the cardiovascular system, which is your heart, arteries, veins that provide the blood and the oxygen to all parts of the body. We then have the digestive system, which takes in food and provides the energy and the sustenance for everything else. And then we have the nervous system made up of the brain and the nerves, which communicate all the stimuli from outside to the body in order that the human being as a totality can function and interact with others and the world. These three independent systems work together to make the whole possible. I put forward a direct current motor as a model for an ideal society. The motor is made up of magnets. It requires three different magnets in order for the motor to function, just as our physical body requires our cardiovascular, nervous and digestive system to function to its maximum. The first magnet represents liberty, and that is the right of every human being to choose his social, cultural and spiritual relationships. The second magnet in the motor, the red one, represents the economic sphere or brotherhood, where all our different individual skills engaged in economic activity provide the products that we each need for each other. The third magnet, or the blue magnet, represents equality. This is where every single individual, knowing that he lives in a society where he is equal before the law in all respects, will be able to contribute more to society than somebody who feels excluded. I'm going to show you how, when placed in the correct positions, these magnets enable the motor to turn. Liberty is the strength of every human being, and strength is developed in family life, in social, cultural, religious, artistic life. That's where the strength of the human being is developed. If I have undeveloped people, unskilled, broken families and so on, and I take it out of society, the motor stops working. The fraternity magnet, the red magnet, is the economic sphere. We all make things for each other. The shoemaker makes for people who need shoes, and the coat maker makes the coat for the shoemaker, and that's why it's called brotherhood. We all have skills that, when interrelated with each other, provide all the needs of society. If I have mediocre people, so buddies, jobs for buddies, or jobs for family, and I take it out and I bring inefficiency into the economic sphere, then either take it out or shift it towards the other spheres, we don't add as much value and the motor in society slows down. If you place it back in the correct position, then the motor functions again. The blue magnet represents equality. So equality is something that governments should concentrate on, making sure that people all have equal opportunity in life. So people have the freedom to have their own education. That is also something that comes from the government sphere. The government does not interfere in business or decide who can get certain mineral rights or who can have certain businesses or run certain businesses. That's interfering with business. So what happens is the blue magnet then slides around out of position, and it also affects the motor. The motor then also stops running. So if one of these magnets, any one of these magnets is weaker than the other, or interferes in the sphere of the other, or is absent in any way, society as a whole will not function. Just like the human body has these three systems, the cardiovascular, the nervous system, and the digestive system, that are independent and yet totally integrated, that enable us to function as human beings, so society needs liberty, well-developed human beings, fraternity, economics, based on value add and specialization, and equality, where governments make things equal for citizens and society. In this way, with these three magnets, all equally strong and equally developed, we will have a society that turns for the benefit of all of us, for a commonwealth in all respects.